Okay, let's just do a check here. Looks like the audio is working. Okay, so let me just bring this over here. Bring this over here. Share the screen. Boop. One day I will include the system audio, but I'm not so worried about audio effects at the moment. They're kind of just like an additive thing. It'll be nice, but I'm not going to dive too deep into it right now. All right, so it would be wise at some point to be able to start from one of these basic games that have now been created. So over the last few days here, a couple of basic games have been created. Trash is you don't want that one. It's trash. I don't even know why it's got a +1. I think I was testing something, so it's trash. Don't use it. Farm Game, Frog Go, and Sticky Ball. Frog Go is the most advanced game that has been developed. Sticky Ball is pretty recent too. Farm Game is like way old, but has some interesting components in it. But wanted to make kind of like a race car game and incorporate some different kind of controls. Maybe something where you can click a button and you can turn the wheel left, and if you click the other button, you can turn the wheel right. So you have to kind of like move your mouse left and right between clicking, like click over here, and it'll turn the wheel. So in like a mobile environment, you could, you can kind of control the wheel in that way. And then have like a little racetrack, and there's cars going around, and it might be a little sophisticated, but maybe keep track of who's in the lead. I have to. It's probably like way too complicated of an algorithm to do in this short period of time, but okay, so the best thing to start in order to go in that direction. Oh, just checking, verifying that no one was watching. Okay, good. So the best way to start is, first of all, do we allow collisions between the vehicles? And what does that do? And what does the racetrack look like? Is it a randomly generated racetrack? How does that look? So, I think we're not going to worry about other cars colliding if we just start with the Frog Go. I should have also uploaded the duck game, but haven't done that one yet. But if we start with Frog Go, then we might be able to kind of rework things and make something kind of interesting. So let's see what we get here. It's probably going to be faster than trying to build it from scratch. That's for sure. Eventually, once every game type has its own base model, it'll be much faster to permutate. But for now, I'm going between game models. I think it takes some time. This is like 700 fragments or something like that, so it's a pretty large number of reads. Okay, so let's just see what we got here. Okay, we got the frog game. All right. So our frog is no longer going to be this draggable guy. But first, maybe, might want to like define the track. And then by defining the track, then should be possible to, figure out where to place all the, all the characters so they can go along the track. So thinking that like if first we randomly generate a track, or I guess the first thing I need is a road piece. And I'm gonna have to put a bunch of road pieces on the screen, and some of them are gonna be rotated. And so it's gonna be, let's see what the road emoji looks like. Not exactly what I'm looking for. Maybe I don't even know what I'm looking for. I was thinking there'd be sort of like a horizontal road. There's a road going in here. I guess I could just make, a road element. Let's see. I just need like whatever the thing they're gonna drive on. It's gonna be different from the background. So maybe there's like, oh, it could be just like a pebble road, just to start off with. So we already got the rock emoji. It's already made. Okay, so let's just minimize some of this stuff here. Okay, the collision engine. We can minimize this for now. Okay, and then these are like the different things. So we're gonna need, in order to figure out where we're at on the track, we need to have some kind of collision. So like, let's say that the track is some kind of circle here, and so you're gonna be like driving your character around, and they're going, and as they're going around that circle, it's gonna be like the most. It could be a very fun game depending upon how fast I make the acceleration. So your character is going to drive around on this track, and all right, depending upon what they're driving on, we can make the speed could be different. Okay, so I guess I need to start first with the, whatever the basic mechanics are. So let's say that we first have a car that is going to drive from one side to the other, and it's going to hit a goal. I think that's probably the first level that I need to begin with, is like just driving the car from one side to the other, and passing this goal. Because right now it's draggable. So let's just keep everything else the same, and then we're gonna need to add some, controls here. So first I'm gonna just remove these. make this a little bit easier to see. My frog is now going to be a car. Oh, here we go. Ooh, this race car is nice. So what? Yeah, I'll need to rotate it, I think, in order to make this reasonable at all. All right, so my frog is now a car. All right, and yeah, if I rotate it like, 90, then let's see. So we'll do fill forward. We'll just do a super rapid animation. So right when it spawns, it'll just zoop, it'll flip forwards. This will be like 5 milliseconds. And here we'll just do a frame. And then multi-transform. Boop. Then rotate. Just verifying number of viewers. So here we're gonna do 0, 0, Z. This will be maybe 45 degree, 90 degrees. I don't know if it's 90 or negative 90. I'll know shortly. Okay, and then its left position needs to be 5 view width, I guess. Half of its height or its width. Okay. Yeah, getting this, looking proper will be pretty key at some point. So right now it's still draggable. That's fine. We're gonna remove that. All right. And then you're going to have 3 buttons. You're going to have turn left, turn right, accelerate. And there's not room for brakes yet because, there's just not a lot of space on the screen here because I'm taking up the other half. So we'll start with go forward. I think that's a good one. So there's going to be like when you press forward, you're basically going to shoot yourself forward to a certain degree. And then, well, by a certain degree, I mean 0. But like you're going to propel yourself forward a certain distance, and then you're going to come to a stop. You don't just go forward indefinitely. There is friction in this world. This is an extremely realistic game. So here we have at the beginning, you're at this position, and then what's going to happen is we're going to have our buttons. And so the first button is going to be, we just need another, well, actually, let's just duplicate the frog because it's kind of like a nice everything already. So you just duplicate the frog, which is going to be like what at the very bottom here, is it? Or is it up top? Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is no longer the frog. This is now the forward button. And this one will say like go. And it's got like this width. Its left position is going to be so is this 10 view width, so we'll make it 11 view width. Top position 85, that's fine. Font size, good, all that, it's fine. This is going to be removed. And instead, this can be removed too. So also we need like a background color, because first of all, it's going to be red, which would be completely invisible. If not, I mean, maybe a little bit visible. I think it's brown right now, but very hard to see. So let's do color here. Search for the background color. Okay, let's make the background color something that's actually visible. Let's make it a nice, gray. All right. Battle.net, what the heck? Okay, so that's the size of it. Okay, and my font size is larger than that, so that makes sense. So maybe we'll do 5 width. Okay, so now when we click it, we want to send the car forward. So let's take this, we want to modify an element. We want to just put a animation on top of it. Hopefully this is going to work. So we're going to take the car. I think it was called car. It's still called frog. Let me change the car. It's probably going to break something, but I'll fix it later. So we're going to modify the car. And style, we're going to keep exactly the same. Oh, headphones. Let me see. Yes, thank you, headphones, once again, for turning off. You're very good at that. Okay, so we have our car. We don't want to change the source at all. We don't want to change the event listeners. We do want to change the animation. We don't want to change the parent. We don't want to change this editable thing. Okay. This, I don't want that one. Boop. All right, here's what we want to do. So want to take the car and we're going to add an animation to it. We're going to make it go forward. So let's take the frame. We're going to add to it this multi-transform. Then it's going to do translate 3D. We're just going to go forward. So that'll be Y translation. Yeah, it's going to get tricky. It really depends upon what angle I'm at. So possibly if I use two elements. So this one could be a child of a another element. And so this other element is, a set distance away, or it's a, some far distance away from the current one here. And it has a position. So there's like a parent element that's very, very far away. And then there's the car, which we see on the screen, and it's a child of this parent element. And whenever we turn left and right, we're actually turning the parent element left and right, which causes the car to also turn left and right. And then to go forward, all I do is I translate, in the Y direction, which if the parent element has been rotated, I think then I would go in the same direction as the parent. I'm not entirely sure, but we're just going to start here by just working with this one element, seeing if I can do anything with that. So let's say it's going to go negative 100 px. Might have to do like a, up, down, left, right. That might be the best way to do it. So what happened here? Text, forward button, car. Oh, I bet something's wrong because frog doesn't exist. Let's see. Nope. Didn't fix anything. Just a bunch of broken crap. Okay. So we have the frog. Frog is fine. The forward button. Oh, don't want to duplicate it. I want to delete it. Okay, let's see here. Okay, just verifying no one was watching. Good. So embarrassing. Okay, so then we have the frog. Duplicate it. First, let's just verify, how it looks. Okay, we're gonna call this one up button. There we go. This will be, I'll just say up. Okay, then the position on the left here is going to be like 15 view width. This doesn't have any frame. The color here, we'll just make it black just to get a view. Okay, perfect. Then click. Modify an element. the worst doing things again and again. Should only be done once. It's an aspiration. This we'll delete. Not going to bother with the event listeners. First of all, let's just make sure that this still works. Okay. Now this is going to be we're going to go up. Multi-transform. Okay, translate. Here we go. Now we got a 0, 0, -100. Well, actually, let's do -10 view height. And then fill forward. Fill forward. Okay. I see. So it still needs to have this on there. Because that was the prior rotation. So I just need to make sure that's preserved pretty much throughout or compensate relative to that, I think. So now maybe it's going to just, okay, now it just goes up. Okay, so when I press this again, it's not going up more. So let's see. Up, modify frog, -10 view height. Why isn't it just translating another -10? I guess it's translating relative to okay, so it's very weird. That was some weird behavior there. Okay, it's going up. And then nothing more. So it only brings it up that -10. And then I guess it's relative to some origin. That's the position that it says. Okay, I see. Because it's going to restart the animation afterwards. So what I think need to do, I don't know, I could just make it update every single time. So when you click it, it'll just keep going up. And then if you push down, then it'll go down. That actually is probably the best way to do it. So basically I have a coordinate that I'm telling it to go to. It's actually kind of nice that it works this way. I didn't think it was going to. So basically we're going to have X position, the Y position. So let's see. As usual, there's always X position, Y position. Deaths, goals. Okay, pre-collision list, goals. Just checking things here. Okay, we'll keep deaths and goals in there anyway because it could be nice things to have. But let's just make another copy of this and put it in here. And this is going to be the X position, Y position. And it's always going to be in view width and view height in this, the way I'm doing it right now. It doesn't have to be, but so this would be X position. This will be Y position. And then, so it'll start at 0 and 0. That's good. And then let's just move it up higher. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. X position and Y position. Just going all the way up. Could be useful to do that a little bit faster. Okay. Let's call it X position me. Because, you know, could be other positions we need to consider here. So we have X position me, Y position me. And then what's going to happen is when we click up, oh, this is going to be good. Where is up? Here we go. We clicked on frog. We're going to modify the frog. And this is going to be concatenate strings. Just checking really quick. Yep, nobody's watching. Okay, so concatenate strings. And then this is going to reference a variable. Variable is going to be Y position. This, we can keep the string down here because that's going to be like view height. And we're just going to need an additional thing to happen here. We're going to need to change, you know, the X position. But first, let's just get the reference in there properly. So this will be Y position, view height. Y position, and then it was me, I think. Yes. Y position underscore me. But this is not capital. And then this will be view height. This right here is just going to be this thing, but it's going to be X position underscore me view width. X position me view width. All right. Currently just keeping it at the same angle. The angle is going to become another component of it that'll have to, work into here just shortly. But for now, I think it's fine. Now, let's see. We have our X position, our Y position. And I think if we just run it, let's just see what happens really quick. Of course, that would happen because this should not be here. Hopefully that, okay, good. Whew. Okay, so nothing happens there. Now, initially they're set to that. Let's just say that I set it to -20. Actually, no. Let's set that one back to 0. Let's set the Y position to -20. If this is all correct, then when I press up, it should go up. Oh, yes. Okay, so, oh my God, the collisions still work. Oh my God. Oh, it's just gonna be a fun game on its own. There's so many. We're just racking in the deaths over here. Let's see what happens here. Oh man, we're just taking them to the limit. All right, so let's put this back at 0. Then what we can do is basically when you go up. So here there was frog, and then there was the up button. And when you went on the up button, when you clicked it, we're going to modify the frog's location, which is the frog is actually the race car. But before we modify its location, we're going to modify the Y position variable. And if we do that, then I think what will happen is every time you click it, it's going to iterate it. Now I could put some kind of limiter on that, but or I could just make it really small, so you have to click it a lot. That could be pretty good. Clicker games are, the very best. So let me just figure out where I was. All right, yeah. So here we were going to modify these variables. So we're going up. So let's remove the X position modification. We don't want to do that. But under value here, we're going to reference this variable. We're going to reference the Y position, and then we're going to subtract some value from it. Let's just start with 1, because that's already going to, it could add up pretty quickly. So this right here, this can go down here. Since it's all values, we don't have to do the math thing. So reference variable, it's going to be, we're going to reference itself. And then we're going to subtract 1. And then that variable, headphones went out again. Currently at 697 deaths. All right, so let's do this here. Oh yes, okay. So the more I click it, the further I'm getting up there. You gotta really. Oh, oh no. I need to reload this. Okay, hang on a second. Okay. So, going up 1, pretty nice. Now the rotation, so that's up. So there's gas, brakes, left and right. So, all right, we got a fair amount of time here still. So we have up now. So let's take the up button And let's make a down button. Okay. Now we're gonna have down button. This will say down. The font size is a little bit large. I think we need to cut it down for both of them. I mean, yeah, it should be like 3 view width. And then this is going to be 25 view width now. Yeah, this is already so much space. It's already taken up considering the small landscape that I have. You know, this tiny little window. So you can't see all the stuff behind my head. That's where I keep the best things. So there's the up button. Then we have the down button. The width is all that. This is going to be expose me. Wow, that's pretty funny. All right. Oh, actually, no, wait. It is not going to be that. It's still Y. Y pose me. Y pose me. But it's going to be +1. Because it's this relative location thing. All right. And then it's going to change that. And then it's just going to update the location. Easy peasy. Let's try this. All right, yes, I made this one really small, and then the other one is like still gigantic, so I just need to change that really quick. So 3 view width. All right, we got some speed, and now let's see, it slows down. Oh, here we go. Oh, and go backwards. Okay, so we can now go forwards. We can accelerate, and then it eventually come to a stop. Up, 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 up. Okay. Okay. Then, you know, I don't know if it's as simple as just left and right modifies this degrees. It might be. It might be that easy. I'll start with that. So let's just take this, and then it's going to be something like this right here. Oh, you know, actually, wait. First, let's okay, so now that I have up and down correct, I might want to, before making these permutations, which the permutations are pretty small because I just have to change the variables, might want to create first the unified framework and then duplicate them all. So this here, we're going to delete the 90 degrees. And this is going to be degrees. Initially, it's going to start off as degrees, and it's going to be deg me. All right, and so then where we specify these, we're just going to make another variable. It's going to be called deg me. once I get it, degme, and it's going to start off at 90 because that's what we initially have it at. You know, it's pointing up like this. Now, so we have it at 90 there, and then yeah, we'll just have it initially start like that. Then here when we click, we're going to iterate the Y position, make it go up. And then we're going to change our X position, also change our rotation. Going to reference degme. And yep, so now I just need to do a left and a right. And when I do left and right, I'm just basically going to modify, you know, the deg. It's going to be -1 + 1. And we'll see how that works. Presumably, you know, the rotation will add something to it. I don't really know. So this is what the animation frame looks like. So we will just duplicate this. And here's the initial frog. We'll just put, you know, it starts at its initial location. And then when we click the up button, click on it here, we do the frame. This one probably duplicated it out of here. It's fine though. Then for the down button, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay. Okay. So now I'm just going to take the, let's take a look at the size here of these. The up button, how big is this actual element? It's relatively large. It doesn't need to be nearly as large as it is. So I'm going to do 5 view height. And then I'm also going to make the up button the same size. Height. Okay, everything should be the same. I think they'll just be smaller. They were actually larger. Okay, another reasonable size. Because I'm just going to put the left and the right beneath them. So for the left, we're just going to duplicate the up. So we're just going to go boop. Somewhere down here, past the down button. Left button. This will say left. And so it's that size. Its top position is now going to be, let's do it at 92 view height. And then instead of Y position, it's going to be deg me. This one's going to be deg me. So we're just modifying the degrees, and then we just update the position here. Oh my gosh, it's working, I think. Okay, it's causing the car to rotate, but it's not actually making me turn. All right, so I am rotating the car. Okay, so then I just need to also, I guess, add the X component into there. It'll be interesting. This will be interesting because when I press right, yeah, I guess it depends upon like in the degrees, it gets kind of odd because you can go so far negative that you just, let's see, can I go so far to the left that I start going to the right? Okay, so this is just basically counterclockwise rotation. All right. Anyway, so what we want to do is also add, let's just copy this right here. Boop. And let's put that right in here when it appears one day. There it is. And we're just going to make it the X position. Okay, and this is going to be -1. So if this works, okay, yeah, I need to get the right on here. Okay, so that was left. Now my dude's getting murdered. Let's go right. It's going to be your right button. This is going to say right. And then the left position of this is going to be 30 view width. If I find the down, I can cross-reference that. But first, let me just take care of these things. These are going to be more important. +1. +1. And now I think it's all done. It's going to probably be like in the wrong position. Wow. Oh, when I have this little thing open over here, you can actually see the full game. As much as I hate having this open. Okay, so we're going up, to the right, up. Oh, we're getting attacked. Left, up, right, up. Okay, so we can go right now. Going up. Oh, getting murdered. Go up. Right. Oh man, this would be an amazing like flight simulator. Oh god, no. Down. Get out of here. Not like it's down there anyway. Yeah, so the death count is just going to be obscene. Collision's a little catchy on this one. I think the rotation of the oh god, that's right, I forgot. I don't want to win. Is a bad thing in this game. Okay. So I at least have the basic directional elements in play here. Now there needs to be things that if you hit, you will die, and a goal that you need to get to. So the snakes need to become smaller, not moving around. Something that a car would not want to hit. Let's see, a nail. Wrong type. Spike. Oh, you know, it could be caution signs. If you hit the caution signs, you take damage. Caution. I know there's got to be one. I think I'm using it in the program. Oh, here we go. Construction. All right. The construction signs. Snakes. You have outlived your purpose. Spawn X elements here. All right. Now, oh, just checking, verifying. No one's watching. Okay, so spawn X elements. So here's our snakes. No longer snakes. Now construction signs. The position is something I'm going to work on here in a moment. Animation, though, is going to be done. No more of that. Duration, none of that. Okay. So now, yeah, their locations that they're spawning are thank you, headphones. Just verifying. Yep, still works. Okay, so now the minimum value is going to be 0. Maximum value is going to be like 90. And then that's for the left position. And then for the top, I think 0 to 75 is fine because I think that's like this range here. Okay. Now, what I want to do is scale it up a lot. Let's make this like 250. Should be fine. They're just static elements. No animations. Okay. Oh. Let's bring it to the right. All right, so this might be too many. 100 maybe? Okay. This is not so bad. If we reduce the size of the car, for one, it's first of all, it's way too large. I guess it has to do with the rotation that's being applied to it, but the car can be a lot smaller. Are these adequately sized? They are not the best. Definitely gotta think on this one a little bit. I might reduce the size of the car like a ton and also reduce the size of these to some degree. Just depends. I don't want to make them too small. And it looks like they're not exactly centered either, which is really annoying. So maybe I can fix that. Because having them centered would, if that fixed their hitbox alignment, that would be really great. So align. Text align. Center. Takes some time apparently. Also, this end flag here needs to get changed. Flies? Not for a car. It's not something a car would want. Okay, looks like it didn't do anything. Whatever, that's fine. So these, let's make them 5 view width, 5 view height, and then my frog, let's make him 5 view width, 5 view height. So the element is now considerably smaller. So it's a little bit forgiving on the collision. Let's see if I can get this guy to go over here. That's a little bit disturbing if that's accurate. I think it might be hopefully incorrect. Let's see. If this is true, then okay, this is looking more as expected. Okay. So we're already colliding right now. I guess the rotation is where that gets messed up. So ideally, I would have a hitbox. This would actually be a parent of something that does not rotate. So it goes left, right, up, down. I move the parent and then I rotate the image. It's not the hardest thing in the world to do, but let's do it right now. Let's see. All right, so this is my car. Now I need some cars that are going to try and get to the other side. And just trying to think of the best way in which these cars are gonna get there. So the car will spawn, and initially it will have a first location that it tries to get to. And when it dies, it's going to record the location that it got to, and we're going to take the initial location and that location. We're going to do half of that, and we're going to say that's where it starts off, and then it's going to try like another one. And if we just do this and keep appending it, and then build an animation every time it spawns based upon this, then yeah, it should eventually find a path that works. So it's basically like a gradient descent algorithm. Can I implement gradient descent in 5 minutes? Well, I'll get a sprite, and then I will try and implement it in a slightly longer duration. One moment. Sprite tastes very hoppy, surprisingly. Let me just verify that my headphones are still working. Yep, still works. Okay. So, this should not be that hard. So here's what we're going to do. We're basically going to take the frog. We're going to create a new version of the frog. And it's going to be the AI frog. Where is it? There we go. Okay. So we're going to call this the AI frog. Oh, let's make AI. All right. He cannot look the same as us, that's for sure. Sports utility vehicle? Is there a autonomous vehicle? Oh, automobile? Not autonomous. That's probably the closest we're gonna get, because we got the. You know what? I think we're gonna race the railway car. All right, so you got your railway car. The railway car is gonna start in the middle. So you got the left position here. This is gonna be 50 view width. All right, let's just give this a start up here so we can see our railway car. Awesome. Amazing. So, here's what's going to happen. We're going to, we need to have the positions here. These are going to be the positions for the railway car. So it's not going to be expose me. It's going to be expose AI. And it's not going to be y pose me. It's going to be y pose AI. Deg me. Deg AI. All right. So then we have these variables here. So expose me. So these we're just going to make another one. Boop. All right. Let's get these. AI. AI. This one will be AI. All right. So this thing is going to randomly crawl. So when it first spawns, I'm just going to have it just start crawling somewhere. And it's going to collide inevitably. And when it does collide, I'm going to take the location where it collides, and I have the location where it started. The halfway point between those two, I'm going to say it's a safe spot. There are some cases where that will not be true if it's like we're right on an edge, and I may have to, handle some scenarios like that. But to start off with, we can just take half of that, and then we'll say that's our new starting location, and then we generate a random spot and we try and navigate to that, and then we say how far do we get, and so basically it'll just traverse randomly. So if there is a path that it can find and it doesn't fall into some local minima, it should traverse randomly and eventually find its way out. You know can think of ways to then take that information of its path and then do some kind of net vector or whatever and try and cut out specific points. We're not going to go that crazy. I hope that I can have this thing crawling tonight. Okay, so let's see. We got our variables. We have the locations and the degrees. Now, when it first spawns, we're going to give it a crawling. So this car just starting so far on the left side like that, it's very bothersome. All right. Now, so we have our frog AI down here somewhere. Here we are, AI frog. Okay, so there he is. Looks great. And these variables here, it's okay that, this is We can just drop this down to the bottom. Why not? Or maybe that already is the... Let's go like this, bring this one up. Oh, yeah, just verifying no one's watching. All right. Just hope that I managed to get this variable up here before the end of the earth. Going at such a snail pace. Move up one. Move up one. We're getting really close. Here we go. AI frog. Hopefully this will set the variables. Just want to verify that everything is looking correct here. Here we go. One more. And then we should be seeing this thing rotated. Not flat like this. This was not correct. Okay. Now, for the very first time, what we're gonna do is first we have to have a variable where we keep track of what our last starting position was. So we're just going to record that, and also I guess the degrees. So we'll just duplicate these. Oh no. Got our down button, got our left button, got our right button, the AI frog. I guess it's above all of it now. Is it like way up here? Okay, yeah. All right, so this will be these are the current positions. We'll also have the prior position. Prior position is basically going to allow you to compute this distance, and then also allow you to compute the midpoint between the two. And by having the midpoint, then we can, you like say, I'm gonna go over here, and then you die. And then you say, okay, well, I got this far. And then you go, I'm gonna go this way. And you go, and yeah, initially, if it's just completely random, it'll be interesting. We'll have to see what happens. So this will be Exposition AI prior. Oh. Okay, let's just refresh that really quick. So it's going to start at 0, and then this is going to be its current position, the target that it's going to. Okay. Good. So that's where we start. Then when the collision happens, we're basically going to assign to the prior is going to be, like I said at the very end. When the collision happens, first we'll do the comparison between prior and like the new destination. So first thing that we will do is update. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, so I'll just put some random value in here. I guess I can just make it at like -20 or, -50. And then this can be, actually this will be -50. And this could just be 0. So this is going to make it go up, I think. Okay, so yeah, it's trying to do it super fast because that's how I had it set up. And so it should be instead doing it at, I think the current speed, which speed could be a variable, but it won't be for now. Current speed is, so that's set at 5. But for the up and the down button, $5,000. Okay, so here we have this, and let's make this 5,000. 5, 1, 2, 3. And this should be frog, but it should be actually AI frog. AI frog. And then we're going to have special conditions for what happens when the AI frog collides. And that's basically where we'll put the logic for how it learns, because, okay. Oh my God. It has a mind of its own. This is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm sure that all the viewers are really excited. Almost as excited as I am. I'm pretty excited. All right, so here we go. We have the AI frog. Now, when we have the detection, the frog is going to be on B. So let's go to that collision engine. Somewhere. You know what? First, let's just save this game. All right, so here we go with the collision engine. Just even more stuff to show on the screen. I need to condense some things down because it's getting a little out of control. Okay. Reduce that one. Here we go. Yes, there's already some if statements that I've put in there for handling specific things. So if, all right, so if it equals the goal, we have one thing. If it's not equal to the goal, then it's equal to the construction sign currently. There's no other alternative. So right now it's going to be else. So if true, and then we're looking for if false. And then the question is, we're going to do if else, and we're going to check if it was the AI or if it was me. So if else. So if it was the AI frog, then we're going to do something different. First, we'll just place the prior functionality to preserve my collision, and then we'll work on the AI frog. So all right. So this is going to say if it's frog, then we're going to do items if true. So I'm just going to put all this content inside of here. And then, okay, so delete this. Say frog. And then this is going to be basically if this equals frog, make the gravestone. If this program was a little bit faster, if the people developing it cared at all about their end users, I would be able to implement this algorithm so much faster instead of just waiting for things to load and drinking beer. Thank you, headphones. Just verifying. Yes, still working. Okay, so we got the modify element's been copied. Now I need to do the make variable. I need to copy that over. And then lastly, it'll be modify this element here. Let's just verify it's there. Make variable, modify element. Oh, and then it should appear here. All right. Here we go. This is heavy, risky move here, but please work. So if it was the goal, then we're good. If it was the goal right now, it's going to make a bunch of snakes. So it's going to make it, you know, you cross the line, the snakes will cover everything. And that's your victory. All right. So here we have all that. let's see if that works. Let's see if everything still works as expected. Okay, that collision doesn't work, which is great. Now does my car collide with things? Oh no, my car does not collide with things. Okay, so let's just verify something here. Um, oh, let's do this. Okay, so is it an A or B? Okay, so the AI frog is in the collision list, but the regular frog is not. Modify the element, make the variable, modify an element. Okay. If that equals frog, collision list B, which should have the frog in there, does not have the frog. So my frog is just not registered for collision. I don't know what he's doing. Let's see. Should be down here. Should be opening up here. Here we go. Let's see. Frog. Here we go. Frog. Okay. So frog. 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 Modify element. Frog. AI frog. Ah. Yep. I I stole his collision variable. I didn't duplicate it. I just removed it. This should be like right here. All right. So I just need some regular frog, and then hopefully this will differentiate the two. Then with luck, I will be able to calculate the random location. Okay, this should say frog. All right, let's see, right up. Yes, okay. So we have the behavior that happens when you die or when you hit it versus when they hit it. So when it hits it, you know, just to start off, I'm going to try and get the algorithm working, and then I'll worry about animations, you know, another day because it's already getting so late. So it's going to try and go to that location, and that's fine. Let's see. Hmm. order to do this, I'm going to need to have a loop approach to the animation, which I can definitely do. I don't think I'm gonna make in the gradient descent tonight. All right, so we have the AI one, we have the basic race car here. With the prior, I guess, let's see if we can just put some of the logic in for the else scenario here. Okay, so if this is, basically where the logic happens for when it dies. So all the learning is going to occur here. I think it was supposed to be, okay, it is deleting. All right, so what we're gonna do is we have the collision. So let's get its current location. Well, we had the location it was going to, and then we have its prior location, and then we have where it's at right now. The element location, I think, is in pixels, so that's something's got to be figured out. There might be a bit of translation necessary between some conversion factor that needs to be done. Let's see, what can we do to handle that? At the beginning, I could record its location in pixels, in the prior location, and then I have the location of the collision in pixels, so then everything is all the same units. I think that's what I'm going to do. So, for prior location, I guess it will start at 0 anyway. It's going to be 0 pixels. So it's actually fine to have it like that. And then, so if false, what we're going to do is we're going to calculate. We have the prior location, and then we have the current location. So we're going, and I think that that's all going to come in as values. So let's just do, we're going to reference an element. We want element data, really. Or actually, we want to make a variable. Sorry. We don't technically need to store it in a variable, but I think it'd be better to do that just because later on, I think we're going to want it anyway. Makes sense to do that. One day. Okay. I think part of it is just the number of collisions going on here on the right. Okay, we're going to look at variable. Let's just refresh on the right here. Okay. I think I clicked variable. Okay, and we're going to call this the new x. So this is like where we want to go to. This is the x value that we're going to say is safe to get to. And that one is actually going to be, we're going to reference, what is it, AI, hang on, Control F, AI. X position AI, hang on. Well, actually, so it's going to be the element. So, yeah, but here we have X position AI prior. And then we are modifying, it's going to say, we're looking for false. All right, here we go. So it's going to be, here is the prior. And then we want to have the element location. It's going to be so nice having gradient descent as a basic thing that you can add. I'm extremely excited. I'm almost tempted to just continue working on it tonight, but I do need to draw a line somewhere. Monday, here we go. All right, so we're going to get the element data, and it's going to be the AI frog. We're going to get its X position. And so basically, it's going to be the position that the frog got to minus the position that it was at. So we started at a certain position, and we got a certain delta. So if it went up 10, it would be the position it was at minus that one. So the position that it was at minus the original. That would be the correct reference frame. Now I just need to add a value, do a minus. So if it was at 10 and then it got to 30, if we're going to get the point in between there, it would be, 30 minus 10. That's a 20 difference there. But okay, so it might just be that I subtract the two, not take the average. If it had got to 50 and I started at 10, if I want the average between the two, then I would just add them together. That would be 60, then I get 30. That makes sense. Now, if I were to just subtract the two, then that's just the delta between them. So I went 40. Yeah, so I need to basically do the original position plus half. Yep. So it's going to be the original position. Gonna need to have another original position in there. Oh, it's already 11:04. I must stop here. Let me just make a note here. This is where the gradient descent algorithm is going to be. Gradient descent. And we're going to make this gold. The live 8 is going to have to be a continuation of live 7. Let's just verify that this doesn't completely crash and it's just like, wow, cool. All right, let's find the gradient descent algorithm here. Yeah, this is the problem right here. I just have like a bunch of numbers being slammed together. Come on. Let me press the save button. Let's make sure that these are working still. This is really not making me feel so good. Well, until tomorrow.